Hello, my name is Avery Pike. I am a first-year college student at Florida State University. This video is being created as a personal artifact for research being done for the class E&C 2135. But there's another reason this video is being done. This is being created. I am torn as to whether or not I want to pursue a career in medicine. I absolutely love math and science. I have been bouncing between medicine as long as I can remember. And actually having it sit in front of me, it's making me ask myself, is medicine right for me? And that is exactly what this video is aiming to answer. If medicine is right for you. Now, I'm going to give you guys a PSA up front. I'm not going to give you a concrete answer because I wish I could, but I don't have the ability to meet every single one of you and tell you if medicine's right for you. That's only a question you can answer, but I'm going to help you start the process of internally identifying whether or not a career in medicine is right for you. So let's start looking at some of the aspects that go into determining whether medicine is the field that you should or want to pursue. So the first important thing to consider is that there are so many career options in medicine, and it's not just limited to doctor, nurse, surgeon, um, any of the really common, ticket item careers in medicine. There are so many careers in medicine that are just as important, and we wouldn't be able to function as a society without them. For example, if you look at the structure of a hospital, I'm not talking about the physical structure. I'm talking about the makeup of its faculty and staff, the people that keep that hospital breathing day in and day out. It is not just surgeons, and it is not just doctors, and it is not just nurses. Now, they are incredibly important and vital parts of that hospital. They are they are there for a reason. But we also have so many other careers that work in medicine that keep a hospital breathing. And it doesn't even have to be a hospital, but let's keep the hospital as the example here. I was fortunate enough to volunteer in a internship like position at Tallahassee Memorial Hospital, and I was able to meet with many different amazing individuals that had many different careers. I met with some nurses, I met with some doctors, I even met a surgeon. All very amazing people. They did very hard jobs, and I was in beyond impressed with their work. But I was also beyond impressed with some other type of individuals that had pursued a different type of career in medicine. For example, a machine specialist. What is that? It is a person that monitors the health and wellness of machines in a hospital, and there are actual specialties in this. It sounds niche enough. Um, the MRI machines, CT scan machines, um, the crash carts that are used in emergencies, EKG machines, anything that has a whirring motor inside of it. These amazing people are there to make sure that they don't go down. If they do, I mean, we're talking about risking the lives of hundreds of patients. Data analysts. You might consider that to be a business oriented job, and you wouldn't be misguided by saying that. But I want to impose this into you. Any job outside of medicine is one of those beautiful fields where any job can pertain to it. Data analysts inside of a hospital, they absorb so much information from billing from patients to the actual personal information of patients, and this vital information helps them make predictions in the hospital to keep the hospital afloat, keep them out of trouble, keep them on the efficient side, keep them um, helping patients as quickly and as well as possible. There are so many different career options other than just doctor, surgeon, nurse, which are all, as I said earlier, very respectable and important jobs. But if you feel pressure to go to med school, if you feel pressured to specialize in some high nurse position or to become a surgeon, I I strongly urge you to do some research. And there are many different ways online to align your personal interests and uh, choices as to how you like to function as a person that could help you be guided towards a career in medicine that fits you better. So I urge you to do that. The second thing to really consider, which is a little less explorative, it's unfortunately something that all people who pursue a career in medicine have to go through, is the workload. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. It does not matter what career you are choosing to pursue in medicine, whether that is doctor, nurse, surgeon, whether you want to do something less hands on, whether you want to do something even more hands on, whether you want to open up your own practice. If it is a career in medicine, it is purposefully meant to be hard. Undergraduate alone, you have to maintain certain GPAs depending on what you want to go into. Most medicine-based careers are going to require the same type of classes. Your entry level up to your advanced level, sciences, maths, um, your liberal arts, all of it, and then the graduate education, and that typically is based on the career that you are intending to pursue. For a doctor, it's medical school and then a residency. Um, and then even on top of that, maybe they even specialize even further after that. To be a surgeon, it's all of that plus another specialty. To be a nurse, they have to go to nursing school. If you want to specialize after that, maybe it's a PhD program. Maybe it's medical school. It depends on the person. If you want to be something that isn't directly in the medical field, that's okay. But then you're going to have to go back and pursue some higher level of education, even past it, if you want to have interaction in the medical field. Also, when you become the specialty, there are very few jobs in medicine that you're allowed to kick your feet up and relax. They are incredibly intensive, and I want to impose that to you right now. And if that is something you want, if you want the hard work, if you want the experience, you want to be able to say, I've done this, this is what I've achieved, then I strongly urge you to consider a career in medicine. And this is coming from a first year college student. This is the area of this video in which my credibility may fall short, but I want you to understand I have done extensive research on this, specifically regarding certified registered nurse anesthetists, CRNAs for short. I have done quite a bit of research as to what it takes to become a CRNA and what it takes to maintain a role as a CRNA. I will not be referencing any further material on CRNAs in this video because that's not what this video is designed for. But I want you to understand that my explanation of the workload aspect of deciding whether or not medicine is right for you comes from a educated place. So let's move on. This is honestly, in my opinion, the most important thing to be considering when you're considering a career in medicine. If you are considering career medicine, and that is developing your why. And I'm going to compare this to a organization I'm a part of. I'm very passionate about as a first year college student. That's Dance Marathon. There is something in Dance Marathon called your why, and your why is why you show up to Dance Marathon, why you show up to the meetings, why you show up to our fundraising events, why you show up to the marathon at the end of the year. Finding your why isn't just, oh, so I can have service hours, which is good, and getting those service hours is nice. It's not even so I can make friends. Finding your why has to deal with the reason that you are so passionate to be in Dance Marathon. This video is not about Dance Marathon, but I wanted to supply you with that anecdote as a example as to why I why I label this as a why. I'm asking you to consider what is drawing you towards a career in medicine, or if it's just medicine in general. What is the reason that you are being drawn towards medicine? Is it a personal reason? Is it a financial reason? And I strongly urge you to consider whether or not that why is sustainable and long term. Is that going to be something that sticks with you throughout your entire career? Or is this a momentary thing that's going to fizzle out in a couple of years and it's not going to be sustainable in the long run? And I urge you to take some time with this. This isn't something you can decipher overnight. Finding your why is going to take trial and error. It's going to take life experiences. You're not going to know just being a first year college student. I mean, maybe you already do, and I applaud you if you do. I'm honest, quite frankly, a little bit envious. And that's one of the biggest reasons as to why I consider the why so important, is because it's actually pertaining to the struggles I am dealing with currently as to whether or not I want to pursue a career in medicine. So I urge you to take some time with it. And it's okay to not know immediately, because it's honestly incredibly rare to know right now what your why is. It's a very heavy and large topic. So the next incredibly important thing is developing a plan. What does a plan look like? What do I mean by plan? Because pursuing any career in medicine is both time intensive and it's also costly, I urge you to develop a plan, whether that's a time frame, whether that's a step by step written out plan, even if it's just like some jotting down some ideas. I ask you to develop a plan as to how you're going to pursue this career, because it is a commitment. And it's okay for your plans to change, and it's okay for your decision to change. You're not stuck. I'm not asking you to choose right now, follow that plan for the rest of your life. You're not allowed to change. But I'm asking that once you have kind of discovered the career, the area in medicine that you may want to pursue, to develop a plan so that you can achieve it. And finally, what you guys have all been waiting for me to mention is the reward. Pursuing a career in medicine, no matter the career, has so many rewards to it. The one that many people think about right off the bat is the income, the salary that comes with a career in medicine. And it really does depend on the career you choose. And what I've noticed is, depending on the amount of work it takes to become that career, to find a role in that career, and the amount of money that is made per year in that career, is pretty proportional. I wouldn't say directly, because there are specialists, there are people that specialize in that career. There's also private practices that don't necessarily release all of the income that they make. It's not readily available, and I haven't done the research to make a claim as to whether or not it's a directly proportional relationship. But from the light research I have done in this area, some heavier specifically in the CRNA area, and from personal experience with individuals in my life, I have come to learn that the amount of work it takes to pursue that said career is proportional to how much money you're going to make in that career. But it's not just all about money. It actually kind of ties back to your why. The satisfaction and the fulfillment that comes with a career in medicine is typically unlike anything else. Whether it's a hands-on career, whether it's not, knowing that what you're doing is making such a big difference in someone's life, it is vital to accept that reward. It is, and I want you all to consider that when choosing whether or not you're going to pursue a career in medicine, that is going to be one of the rewards. It's going to be incredibly fulfilling and satisfying. And the final one that's less important, but I just wanted to throw it out there. Medicine is a field in which AI is a part of but cannot take from people. We are not going to see out a lifetime in which AI takes nursing jobs, surgeon jobs, um, doctoral jobs. We're not in any other careers in medicine. Obviously, there's some of the outside careers that come into medicine that AI is starting to affect um, heavily, but especially the hands-on jobs in medicine, I do ask that you consider that because AI is becoming a incredibly relevant tool, but also aspect of life. And one of the important things to consider when um, looking at the medical field is to whether or not that is a concern of yours. So these are the main reasons I want you to consider asking yourself whether or not medicine is right for you. There are upsides and downsides to all of them, and those upsides and downsides are incredibly personal. They are individual. So I cannot tell you whether or not these things are good or bad. I'm only here to let you know of their existence. Now, I'm going to provide you guys with a little bit of research that I did for a different project in this class, the video that the class is for. I read and analyzed and have quoted a community paper written by Juan Villegas. He is a pre-med student out of UC Davis, and he wrote a draft paper that it can be found in his portfolio. If you look up Juan Villegas, that's JuanVillegas. If you look up that and look up his portfolio, you can find this paper. It is a paper on the discourse communities found at UC Davis, specifically regarding pre-med students, and he was a part of this. The paper aimed to analyze whether or not students felt secure in the discourse community they were a part of. And he only analyzed the pre-med one. I don't want to provide you guys with false information. The paper was aimed specifically at the pre-med discourse community among the students. And what he found was, even though people were shaky as to whether or not medicine was right for them, what gave them peace of mind and comfort was that they were in a community designed to assist them in making the decision. They were around like-minded peers that were able to help them see whether or not a career in medicine is right for them. And I urge you guys to take this model and apply it to your life. If you are really struggling with whether or not a career in medicine is right for you, find people that are like-minded. Find people that are also struggling. Find some people that are very confident. Find some people that aren't confident. Talk to them. Pick their brain. See what kind of led them one way or the other. What's keeping them in one side or the other, and see if it applies to your life. Now, I'm not asking you to adopt someone else's life, but I want you to put yourself out there and find solutions to your internal struggle. So this video was aimed to answer the question, or to ask the question whether or not medicine is right for you. And I do have an answer for you. It's up to you. That's the answer. Everything I've said so far, I urge you to consider in this decision-making process. I want you to specifically to consider the pros and cons of everything I've said. I've already said this, one of the most important points that I mentioned was the why. I really do believe that asking yourself your why is incredibly important in the decision-making process of whether or not a career in medicine is right for you. And I would like to give a special thanks to my instructor, Matthew Zhao. for all of his support in helping me make these artifacts and encouraging me to develop artifacts in the way I have, and for all of the feedback he's given me on past projects in which I have used the feedback to help me develop these artifacts. This video is going to be found on a website in which there is a infographic I've made. The website as a whole is designed to house this video and the artifact that's going to be found somewhere on the page. I urge you to download the infographic, view it as many times as you need. This video was based on that infographic and on some research I've done for other projects. And I thank you all for being here with me and asking yourself whether or not a career in medicine is right for you.